Hi guys, Kelly Wright with Peace, Love, and Wellness, bringing you another yoga video. If you'll meet me on your mat, we're going to start with warming up with some sun salutations. So we're going to root through the corners of our feet, find length all the way up the body. We're going to take a moment to close the eyes. Notice your breath. Soften the muscles in the face. Relax the shoulders. Pull the belly button in and up. Engage the tops of the fat thighs just a little bit. Lengthening the breath. And really initiating that mind-body connection, trying to maintain our focus right here, right now, keeping our mind connected to the body and the sensations we're going to feel throughout this practice. We're going to take a nice big breath in, and as we exhale, we're going to send that breath out through the four corners of the feet, just finding some grounding here. One more time. Good. Bring the palms to face forward, and we're going to inhale, bringing the palms up overhead together. Exhale, bringing them back down to the sides of the body. We're going to do that 4 more times. This time, hinge at the hips as you exhale, reaching the hands to some blocks or to the floor, softening the head, and just hanging out here a minute for a few breaths. Inhale, flat back, halfway up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. See if you can take the forward fold any deeper. Bend the knees and plant the hands, stepping the feet back to a plank position. Spiral the elbows in, hands under shoulders. Draw the shoulder blades down the back towards the hip bones and pull the belly button in and up. Good, you're always welcome to come down onto the knees, and I encourage that until you have a really good plank formation. We're going to lower down through chaturanga, press up through cobra. Baby cobra is just fine, staying lower to the floor, or even sphinx. Taking a few breaths here. Inhale, lift the tailbone up and back, press through the hands. Tabletop position. Cat-cow flow, drop the belly. Inhale, lift the chin, lift the tailbone. Exhale, round through the spine. Inhale, cat-cow. Exhale, round through. 2 more times. Good, bring the big toes together, knees wider than hips. Go ahead and take the hips back to the heels, coming into a child's pose and just check in with the body. Noticing the sensations in the body now from just a little bit of movement and breathing. Inhale, lift the gaze. Shift the weight forward, bring the knees under the hip bones. We're going to tuck the toes and press up through downward facing dog. Elbows spiral in. Take a breath here. Bend the knees, gaze forward, and start to step the feet up towards the hands. Find a generous bend through the knees as you inhale, lifting the arms up over the head, palms together. Exhale, the palms to heart center. And release the palms to face forward at the sides of the body. Good, inhale, arms up over the head. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Take a breath. Let the head hang nice and heavy. Bend the knees, plant the hands. Step the feet back. Elbows spiraling in, hands under shoulders. Go ahead and drop the knees or stay in plank. Draw the shoulder blades down the back. Pull the belly button in and up, lower down. Cobra or Sphinx. Press through the hands, draw the tailbone up and back. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Cat-cow flow. Returning to a tabletop position, we're going to just extend the right heel straight back. We're going to take a moment to activate all the muscles in the body. We're going to spiral the elbows in, pressing through the entire hand, the entire palm, the top of the palm, the bottom of the palm, and the fingertips. We're going to press through that back heel, pulling the belly button in and up, and also pressing through the top of that back left foot. Everything nice and activated. This alone should be warming up the body. You should feel that heat forming. Option to stay right here, or you can bring that left arm straight out. Slowly lower the knee and the hand. And we're going to switch sides. Left heel comes straight back. There's a big difference when we just take the pose and when we engage everything. So again, we're going to take the time to spiral the elbows in, pressing through evenly through the entire hand and fingertips, pressing through the right top of the back foot, pulling the belly button in and up, and really pressing through that back heel. Taking a few breaths here. Option to stay here, or you can bring the right arm straight out. And slowly lowering down, hand and knee. Cat-cow flow, inhale, lift the tailbone, lift the chin. Exhale, round through. Good, big toes together, knees wider than hips. Sink the hips back for child's and lower the chest down. Inhale, lift the gaze. Shift the weight forward. Bring the knees back underneath the hip bones. We're gonna tuck the toes. If you want, you can walk the hands up just a little above the shoulders and press through downward facing dog. We're going to take a moment to pedal out the feet here, right to left. Ground through both heels, press through the palms. Lift the tailbone, chest towards upper thighs. Right leg comes up. Make sure the hip stays squared to the floor. And we're gonna bring the right foot through to the right hand. Knee is stacked over the ankle, pulling the navel to the spine. We're gonna engage the core and lift the torso up for a high lunge. Okay, we're gonna drop that left hand down. Towards the left back thigh. Release that left hand back up and take the right hand back towards the left back thigh. We're gonna find a little bit of a twist here, lifting the heart as we twist upward. Good. Keep the knee stacked over the ankle. And release back to center. Exhale, bring the hands down to the floor and step that right foot back. Draw those shoulder blades down, pull the belly button in and up, lower down through chaturanga, press through to cobra. We're gonna melt down to the floor 2 times, keeping the elbows hugged into the body, pressing back up. Hold here, draw the shoulders down. Lift the tailbone up and back. Tuck the toes, hips up, downward facing dog. Bend the knees, lift the tailbone nice and high, and then begin to straighten out the legs. That right leg is going to come up again for 3-legged dog. And we're going to bring it through in between the 2 hands. Shifting forward, stepping the foot between the 2 hands. The back foot rotates down. Engaging the core, we're going to cartwheel the left arm up and back to a warrior position. Knee stacked over ankle once again. Make sure that the knee doesn't cave in. It's rotating out towards that pinky toe. We're going to straighten through the front leg, and then we're going to reach the right hand over the foot, dropping the right hand down as the left lifts up. Triangle pose. From here, we're going to bend through that right knee again and lift that arm up and over the head for extended side angle. Engage the core. Using the side obliques, we're going to lift back up into our warrior. And then we're going to cartwheel the right hand down, left up and over. Left toes rotate forward, and we're going to drop that knee, and we're going to send the hips back, coming into a runner's stretch. Shift the weight forward. We're going to tuck the left toes, sending the left knee back up, pressing off that back foot, coming into a standing forward fold. Reach for opposite elbows and allow the torso to hang. Good, release the hands. Step the feet back. Draw the shoulder blades down, belly button in and up, lower down. Press through to cobra. Press through the hands, lift the tailbones, big toes together, knees wider than hips. Take it back for child's. Inhale, lift the gaze, shift the weight forward, bring the knees under the hips. We're going to take 2 cat-cow flows. Returning to a tabletop position. We're going to tuck the toes and send the hips up for downward facing dog. Nice big breath in through the nose and then nice big sigh out through the mouth. Good. We're going to lift that left foot, 3-legged dog. Keep the hips squared to the mat. Shifting forward, left foot comes to left hand. Engaging the core. Lifting the torso, high lunge. Right hand drops back to the right thigh. Inhale that right arm up. And we're gonna switch out the left hand to that back right thigh, finding a bit of a twist. Keep the heart lifting up as we find that twist. And release back to center. In, nice big inhale. Exhale, bring the hands down to the floor. Step that left foot back. Lower down through chaturanga. Press through to cobra. Press through the hands, draw the tailbone back. Tucking the toes, sending the hips back up for downward facing dog. Good, left toes come back up. Bring it through to the center between the hands. Right toe falls down to the mat, engaging the core, cartwheeling up to our warrior position. Gaze comes over that front hand. Straighten through the front leg, reach the hand over the foot, and drop down to a triangle pose. Bend through the left knee, extended side angle. Engaging core and using the oblique, lifting back up to a warrior two. Circling the arms down, rotating right toes forward, dropping that right knee and sending the hips back for a runner's stretch. Keep the heart lifting forward, nice flat back. Shift the weight forward. Right toes tuck, knee comes up, and we're gonna press off that back foot, forward fold. Place the hands on the thighs or in front of you for a nice flat back, creating length through the spine, from the tailbone to the crown of the head. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees. Bring the gaze forward, lifting up to a chair. Inhale, straighten through the legs. Exhale, swan dive down. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, lift up chair. Inhale, stand. Exhale, swan dive. Bend the knees. Lift up chair. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands circle down to the sides of the body. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step the feet back. We're gonna come into a side plank on each side. So we're gonna take the left hand, placing it in the center of the mat, rolling over to the right side. Nice breath here. Keep the hips lifting up. And take the right hand down, replacing the left, and roll over to the left side. Arm comes up. Belly button pulled in, hips lifting high. Back to center. Hands under shoulders, belly button pulled in, shoulders down the back. Lower down through chaturanga. Press through to cobra. Lower down. Press up. Lower down. Inhale up. Hold here. Lift the tailbone up and back. Toes together, knees wider than hips. Child's pose. Let the chest and shoulders soften to the floor. Take a breath into the hip space and allow softness to enter the hip space. Inhale, lift the gaze. Shift the weight forward. Bring the knees under the hip bones and begin to walk the knees to the wrists. Take the feet out to one side, coming onto the seat. Legs out in front. Make sure you have enough room to come onto your back. Sitting nice and tall. Staff pose. Taking 4 breaths here. Shoulders are stacked over hips. Arms come out, slowly lowering down. Good, we're gonna pull the right knee into the chest, squeezing the knee towards the chest, rolling out that right ankle, switching direction. Good. Place that right sole of the foot onto the floor. Bending the left knee and placing that left ankle above the right knee. Option to stay right here, or you can keep the low back pressing into the floor, shoulders rooted into the ground, and we're going to reach for the back of that right thigh. If it becomes available, you can pull that thigh a little closer. And you can keep that left foot flexed to take some pressure out of that left kneecap. Exhale, release that right sole of the foot to the floor. Hug that left knee towards the chest and extend the right leg. Squeeze that knee in, circling out the wrist or the ankle. Switching direction. We're going to release that left sole of the foot to the floor, and the right ankle comes above the knee. Again, option to stay here, or you can lift that thigh, reaching for the back of it. Flex the right foot. Release that foot to the floor. Unhook the other foot. Pull the heels in towards the glutes. Arms come down to the sides of the body. We're going to press through the soles of the feet, keeping the knees in line with the hips. We're not going to let them splay out. Pressing through the feet, lifting the hips and walking the arms under the body for a bridge pose. Press the hips up nice and high. Keep the chin tucked to the chest here and breathe deep into the belly. One more breath. Release the hands and slowly lower the hips back down to the floor. We'll extend one leg and then the other. The arms come out to the sides. Feel the back of the head connecting to the ground. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, let the head sink even further into the floor below you. Take a breath into the shoulder space. Exhale, release tension and tightness. Let it melt off into the floor. Take a breath into the belly. Let the belly rise. Exhale, let the belly fall. Send the next breath down through the torso, into the hip space. Feel the expansion of the hip space as you inhale. And as you exhale, allowing tension and tightness to melt off into the floor. Soften the tops of the legs and the backs of the legs. Soften the kneecaps and the shins and the calves. Taking a few moments to breathe and to be, to allow our body to assimilate all the movement and breathing we just did. You can pause the video here and take as long as you'd like to stay in final relaxation. And when you're ready, you can roll to your side, slowly finding your way up. That was a mix of a vinyasa flow and a little bit of a power flow. I hope you try it. Let me know what you think. Thank you for joining me.